random person.
Happy Sunday, my girlies. Hope we've had an amazing week. Welcome to Cooler in Person, the podcast. I'm your host, Mel Jordan. I have had a great week. I've been training all week, working. I just feel mentally really happy and fresh. And I did go out for dinner with two of my good girlfriends on Saturday to Southside. It's one of my favorite restaurants in Brisbane. It is so aesthetically pleasing. It's like a little jungle. I'm just obsessed with it. So they come to my house. I order us a Didi, not Uber because I'm banned from Uber. It's a long story, but the story is it was an argument over COVID. The driver interrupted my friend and I having a discussion about COVID and how we felt about it. He didn't like it. He kicked us out and left us in Logan. It was wild. We also ended up at a factory at 3 a.m. eating homemade pea and ham soup. We'll talk about it another day. Random time. I have some random adventures and I can't wait to share them all with you, but there's just so many. I'm like, do we even have time? So we get picked up by the Didi driver. He was cool as fuck. First of all, he had a bucket hat on and I had flamingos on it. And I was like, is that a bucket hat with flamingos? He's like, yes, ma'am. I'm like, my man's like, he was such a vibe. And then he actually told us that he has a podcast. He wouldn't tell us the name, which is weird, but he said it was really popular. And I wanted to record him talking because he was just talking some like good shit. And I already had a few drinks at this stage. So here I am thinking I'm recording because this guy's inspiring me about my own podcast dreams. And Rosie goes, babes, you're not recording. And I was like, fuck. But he was just saying how good it is to be a driver because he can experience all different walks of life and different people. So he was saying how obviously he gets to know them, what they're thinking, what they're feeling. And that's actually really smart. Like the amount of people he would meet from all different paths of life would make a great podcast. Don't know if his podcast is really famous. I hope it is for him because he wouldn't tell us the name. I told him my name, but I don't think he will be following or listening. But if you are, Flamingo Bucket Hat Guy, you're a mood. So anyway, we get to Southside, we're having a great time, eating, drinking, and then I get these cramps. And I've been getting these really bad cramps, like in my abdominal or my ribs. At this restaurant, it was my ribs. And it happened at the very end. Like we ordered like a Moreton Bay bug pasta that we were sharing. And it was really spicy, but I love spicy. As soon as I had the first bite, oh my God, my rib cage was triggered. I could not talk. I had to sit back for a minute and I was like, I can't even talk for a minute. I was like drunk. As soon as those cramps started, I went sober so quickly just from the pain. So in about 15, 20, they stopped. But we also did realize I probably should go to the doctor because my toxic trait is, guys, it's not healthy. I'm not proud of it, but I don't go to the doctor unless I feel like I'm on my deathbed. Like if it was buggy, we're straight there. But for me, I should definitely pay more attention to my body in case it is something serious. They haven't come back yet, but if they do, I promise you, I will go to the doctor. So we're the last ones there, right? We're just having such a good time. We leave, I call a Didi. We're sitting down on the chair and I had like rocks underneath, like big giant rocks. So I get up, the girls are like half a step in front of me. They turn around and I'm literally on my all fours like a dog. Like sis, like a dog. Like when I fell, when I tell you my hands and knees all fell at the exact same time to position a dog on all fours, they turn around and they're like, what the fuck, Mel? Like I even have a scar, like a wound on my hand because I hit the ground so hard with so much force. It was funny at the time. I guess you had to be there. And then my boobie popped out of my dress, but no one was around, I don't think. I don't know. But it's just little things like that I think make a girls' night so much more fun. Then we came back and Kelly went home because she's got her two little girls and her man's waiting at home for her. And Rosie and I were like, let's put on like old school music. Like we were putting on like Nickelback. And I'm not even the biggest fan of Nickelback, but I don't mind them. Like I fuck with them a little bit. And like John Bon Jovi, like, so we didn't have any alcohol left. We brought the bottle of wine back from the restaurant, but I didn't have any here. So we found the limoncello, the fucking limoncello, which I don't even drink, but I got it from a sponsored event once where I got invited for a collab. Rosie's pouring them. And I was like, sis, how much are you pouring? She's like, just a normal amount. It was like pure limoncello. Fast forward to me vomiting in a towel the next day. Buggy's with me in the bed next to me, patting my back. Like, not bad throwing up, but definitely there was dry reaching involved. Like, I don't get hungover a lot. I have not been that hungover in so long. And I know it was a fucking limoncello because Rosie was on her deathbed as well. Then she fast forward after like a few days to say, okay, so now we've passed and we're over it. She's like, I also was throwing up in the towel. And she's like, I didn't realize limoncello was like shots. I was like, yes, babe, it's like a liqueur, like as in like a vodka, I guess. You put it in a shot. You don't like just put it in like a full glass. So it makes so much sense why we were so drunk doing karaoke, singing in my apartment till like 2 a.m. and then throwing up in towels the next day as a grown woman. What a time to be alive. But I wouldn't take it back for anything because it was such a good night. So we were talking that night and we were just talking about episodes, and I like feedback from my friends and said, I really want to do an episode on friendships, like green and red flags. So Rosie's like, here's an idea. Put it on your personal Instagram because I have a bit of following on there, and put it on Cooler in Person too. So that way everyone can engage with you so you know theirs. And I was like, brilliant. So that's what I did. So hence today's episode is red flag and green flag in friendships. Brought to you by you, literally, because all of the replies I got are what you think are red and green flags in friendships. So this episode is going to be a little bit different. I have all of them in front of me in my laptop right now. So I am going to be reading them out. So if it sounds like I'm reading them out, babes, I am. I can't remember 10. So I need to read them out. And I have more on my phone. So I feel like let's start with red flags because we'll end it on a good note. Like, we want green flags at the end, baby. We want to be positive when we walk away from this. There's quite a few red flags too, which scares me. I'm like, we need new friends. Okay, so I got this one from a lovely girl. I believe she's a mum. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know her personally. The ones who are only around you when you aren't doing so great, or around just for a good time, especially when you have a child. Now, I have heard this a few times. That's more like a sideline friend, but I have different opinions on this because let's use an example. Say you're 21 and you have a child. Your 21-year-old friend isn't going to be as invested in your child as much as you are because that is your younger years. You're partying, you're dating, you're making mistakes, you're making an idiot of yourself. Like, there is obviously 21s that are like, don't do that. But as a vibe, you get what I'm saying. So obviously they're not going to be on the same journey at that age than you are. Fast forward, if we're talking in our 30s, different story. A lot of my friends are now mothers. Like, the friends I had that weren't mothers when I was, they are now. So it's just brought us closer together, whether we're single moms or we have partners, because we were all mixed. The single moms I relate to a little bit more because obviously we get the harder times when we have to do it alone. Not saying taking that away from my friends that are in a relationship. Parenting and motherhood is equally hard for everyone. But when you are a single mother, it is different, just like it's different when you're in a relationship. We don't have that person at home with us, like a father figure, to rely on and to help us when we need them, like throw them in the bath, or can you put this on? Can you quickly get them ready for school? And yes, a lot of people in relationships with kids is not the perfect relationship, so they might not have that help either. Men can be lazy. Women can be lazy. I'm just using myself and my single friends as an example. A lot of my friends I chose to get rid of in the past when I had a child because they didn't suit my lifestyle anymore. They were still doing their heavy partying, like, and not at 21. And I was cool with that, but I chose to cut them off because if they can't even ask or invest in how my child is, I don't really just want that person in my life because the most important person in my life is my child. It's Buggy. So if you can't even ask a little bit, or if it's a birthday, say happy birthday, or et cetera, there's no need for you in my life. I had a girlfriend. She was there for me for my pregnancy. Her mum even her parents, I should say, met Buggy. She even watched her when we just went out for a few hours just to have a chill time on our own. She came when I gave birth and met Buggy. And then fast forward to Raina's first birthday. But she had the audacity to message me the day before, I believe. I don't think it was on, it was before, saying, hey, babe, I don't think I'll make her birthday tomorrow because I'm going to be coming down because I'm going to ... birthdays. Ex-friend of mine, who I introduced her to them first of all. And the reason she's an ex-friend of mine is because she came to one of my birthdays and caused an absolute manic scene, saying that my girlfriend at the time was a topless waitress, which she wasn't. I don't have friends that do that. Even if they did, that's not a problem, but they don't. And second of all, sis, no one wants to date your man with a lip ring, especially the one with the ring. Like, ew. Especially this girl. Like, she was a pretty girl and came from a nice family. Like, she's European. She's not dating your surfy-looking man who smokes crack. Like, that's not happening. So she made the biggest scene at my birthday. So that's why that friendship ended. But when she said that to me, the insult I felt, I was like, are you crazy? Like, are you out of your mind? Are you mad? I had my words with her. I said, don't contact me again. I said, that makes me sick that you would even own up to that. I think in that situation, I'd rather her have lied. Not only that, knowing that she was my longtime friend over this other girl, and then she pretty much chose her and drugs over my daughter's first birthday. She was blocked off of that conversation. I've never seen her again. I've never spoke to her again, which is sad because she was really cool. But she was very lost in life. So I think that was her way of coping. But sometimes you need to cut your friends off that aren't there for you when you need them. Keep that in mind, though. Do you make time for them? So you say they're only there for you, I guess, when they want to be. Do you make time for them? Because as a parent, we are very busy. So we can't neglect our friends just because they don't have kids. A few of my girlfriends don't have kids, but they want kids, and I make so much time for them. But I'm a very social mom. I might be single, but I do have help from Bubba. She helps me a lot, like if I got to go to work, if I want to have a night out with my girls. So I am very blessed to have that help. Am I a 24/7 mom? Does Buggy live with me? Yes, but I am blessed to have that help. So I can go out of my way and make that extra effort for my friends because I love my friends and I don't want to be disconnected from them, even if I do have a child. And those same friends that don't have the children, they make time for me. Shit, they even say, bring Buggy. Like, they love Buggy. Everybody loves Buggy Buchu. Like, she's always invited and always welcome. We are all on different paths. Being involved in your life, especially with a child, it just may not be theirs. But if they make you feel a certain type of way and aren't there for you when you need them or only thrive off when you're not in a good place, I definitely wouldn't trust them because you don't know who they're repeating that to. You don't want, when you're at your lowest, to be spoken about to other people that you don't want to confide in. It's a horrible feeling when you hear that your friends have been talking about you, especially like personal, like deep things that you may have discussed with other close friends. It's not a good time and it's extremely, extremely hurtful. But for me, my advice would be focus purely on yourself and your child and make mum friends. I'm absolutely not making mum friends. I don't do that. I will never do that. I have mum friends that ask, hey, let's hang out. Absolutely not. Thank you, but no thank you. Like, I'm good where I am. I'm happy with my mum friends that were my friends before we were mums. And I'm happy with my friends that are in relationships that don't have kids. It's okay to grow apart at the end of the day. As you grow older, lifestyles change, people change. But you can always stay in touch with your friends. That's what phones are for, is to communicate. Send it through a meme. Kelly and I always send each other memes. That's our way of communicating. And then I finally saw her on Saturday and it had been so long. But nothing should feel different if you haven't seen your friends in a long time. Like, that's what friendship is, especially with your closest friends. It should feel like you haven't seen them in a long time. And then when you see them, it's like you saw them yesterday. That's a true friendship. If they don't communicate with you or reach out and want to see you, that's fine. Let it be. You just make less effort too. We're all about effort, baby. We're not going to put all our effort into someone that doesn't want to put it back into us. They dismiss your feelings, like if you share an emotion, or they're quick to minimize your feelings and question it. First of all, don't you let anyone ever fucking tell you how to feel. never in that moment or in life. If you feel a certain type of way, unless you're drunk, our emotions can be hiding when we're drunk, and we normally regret it the next day. But also sometimes the truth can come out. But also sometimes it isn't the truth. You're just having a bad week and you decided to drink and then you're a dick. But don't ever let anyone make you feel like your feelings and emotions don't matter. There's nothing worse than opening up to someone about how they've made you feel and they just go straight on the attack because they feel they're in the right or they don't agree. We're grown. We don't have to always agree. That doesn't mean we have to have beef and falling out with each other. Let's normalize having healthy conversations with our girlfriends that we've known for a long time about how we feel and have an open dialogue and talk to each other, bounce off back and forth. That is incredibly healthy, and that is how friendships last. If you don't express yourselves and how you feel with a friend, they're never going to know, and then you're going to end up resenting them. And resentment is one of the most horriblest things you can feel in any relationship. Oh, God. My least favorite thing is resentment because that will build up in you, and it's so hard to let go of. It's like trust. Once there's no trust, baby, that is so hard to get back. When everything is about them. We all love one of these girls. These are the kind of friends I don't have in my life. I would never allow someone in my life to just constantly talk about themselves all the time. I have friends that do talk about their issues and problems, especially if they're on a downward spiral in life, like things aren't going good. I have had that. But they also listen to me when I'm not in a good place. It's compromise, it's friendship, it takes two. If they don't let you express how you feel, if you're having a bad day and you're trying to talk about yourself and they take it onto them, that's just draining and selfish. Like, we're not doing that. It's like when you know a mum, and this doesn't go for my mum friends, but I've met mums, and they will try and compare being a mum to you. Like, you can relate to them like, oh, yes, this happened to my kid and this, I get it. Like, we all do that because that's why we're mum friends. But when they take away you expressing your feelings to make it about them, example, let's mix it into the next one, the negative friend. I find these two very similar. So negative friend is very similar to always about themselves. They're going to drain you. If nothing makes them happy and they complain as soon as their eyes open about anything, I mean anything, their job, their other friends, their man, their girlfriend, you need to get rid of that person. I'm telling you now. That is who they are as a person. That is their trait. They are never going to change. And the more they are around you, the more you're going to feel drained, empty, and you're going to start feeling negative. And even saying that, if they're talking about other people constantly, like in a negative way, and you're just like, whoa, like, and you don't even know the other person and you don't even think your own friend's right, babes, they're definitely talking about you. Instead of coming to your face, they're going to talk about you. I find that a very big trait with negative and selfish people. They talk a lot and down about other people, about who they are, the way they look. They love a good little gossip. Now, we love a little good gossip between friends. Everybody does it. Let's not say we don't and take the high road. We all do. There's a difference between gossip and maliciousness, especially when you're trying to give them pep talks about growing and evolving and trying to help them have a better day, and they just don't want to listen. Like, clock out for the day, sis, because we're done here. There's no room to disagree. Let's normalize having an opinion with your girlfriends, and you don't need to agree and take it to heart. We don't have to agree on everything, like I said before. If you think you're right and they think they're right, that's okay. Let's just leave it at that. One thing I love about Jordash, we're very good at agreeing to disagree, and we're very good at open communication. I'll give my feelings, he'll give his feelings. And we'll say, mad, let's move on, let's take note and evolve from it because we've been friends for such a long time. And that is one of my favorite things about him. Having a friend that's salty because you don't agree in an opinion is childish to me. Like, babes, grow up. Friendship isn't about being a yes man. It's about being honest and open with our feelings. Shady friends. Oh, child. I have 2 ex-girlfriends. I don't have many ex-friends. I have 3 as a total that I could count. That's how clear that is. As in, like, it didn't end well, you know? Do I have any feelings towards them now? Absolutely not. I don't even think about them. One of them has me blocked, which is really weird because, babes, I'm not on your page and I'm not going to be on your page. For me, it's like an ex. One thing about me, when we're done, we're done. I don't think about you. Like, I need time to heal from that relationship, but I don't dwell on it. When I've healed, we're moving on. But I also like that she kind of blocked me because I'm like, what have I done so much to rock your world? And I wasn't blocked like 8 months ago. And I haven't seen her. I love that about the universe. When you do have friendships that don't work out and then you never see those people again. Those 3 girls, I've only seen one of them once in the last 4 years. And I love that for me. Like, thank you, God. The universe is like, I removed them and I'm going to keep them out of your face, sis. Stunning. So shady friends. So 2 of them out of the 3. The third one, she's not even in this. 2 of them. I was told by all my friends and even my ex, do not be friends with those girls. Like, we were friends at different times and they're not mutual friends. I was told, do not be friends with those girls. They had bad reputations on the streets with men and even worse reputation on the streets of women. That's a red flag on its own. But I said, I want to learn. Like, they're good to me. They're good to Buggy. I will say, truthfully, they were both friendships of convenience. They were single. A lot of my friends were and are in relationships. But at this time, these years ago, it was a friendship of convenience because they were single. They were attractive and we used to love going out for dinners and having a good time. I'll admit that, convenience all the way. But the shade they would bring me, so the first one, I never spoke bad about her. Fast forward, I hear she's talking the worst shit about me. Like, she doesn't deserve these sponsors. She doesn't deserve this on Instagram. It should be me. Next, she used to run down girls that had OnlyFans. Next minute, she's got an OnlyFans. And I put up a joke on a story about, it was like a joke, man. But it was something about OnlyFans. Like, it was me having a dark sense of humor. She thought that was about her, but I didn't know it was about her because she had me hidden from her stories because she was too scared to tell me she had OnlyFans. Would I have judged it? Absolutely. Not because she had OnlyFans, but because she ran it down so badly and talked about so badly that girls that had it, when I never had an issue with it, like, but get your money, sis. Like, you're not hurting me. I don't have a man. He's not paying you. So make your coin, babes. She thought I was giving her a dig. So she had the audacity, girls, to attack me. And I said, first of all, bitch, you have me muted from your story. How do I know? Because people told me, because I can't see it, but it's on there. And you're linked to the OnlyFans for $4.99. So don't you dare ever come at me and think I'm being shady. Like I said during the text, if I got something to say, I'll say it to your face. I said, and while we're here, I'm going to say it to your face. So I just smashed her with what I do best, give my thoughts on everything about her as a person and the shitty friend she was to me. Then I blocked her. One thing about me, if I got something to say, I'll say it, and then I'm blocking you because I don't need a response from you and I don't want a response from you. Second friend, same thing. Bad on the streets, bad with the girls, lots of issues. Did I take notice? Learned from the first one? Absolutely not. I thought I'll just do this rodeo one more time around. Hers was more, it was in my face. She came to my birthday. She watched my dog for the night when she came home. Sent a Snapchat to my friend of like 8 years about shit on the balcony. First of all, he had done 2 poos. I'd left in the day and it had been nighttime at that stage. Everybody leaves their dog outside when they're going out for the night. Don't say we don't. It just happens that I live in an apartment and my dog, Bentley, I've had for like 12 years. He is so looked after. He has his own little house outside. He had food. He had water. So I may not have a green, grassy backyard, but everybody leaves their animals outside. Bentley is inside 24/7 unless I'm at work or I go out for dinner with my girlfriends. Other than that, he's an inside dog. He's not inside when I leave because he likes to piss on my furniture and my coffee table's on the edge of them. And we're not having that. I have a cream house, baby. We're not allowing that. Second of all, the shit was bird poo. They were stealing all the Bentley's food, like those butcher birds, and shitting all over the rails and down the glass. She had the nerve to send a Snapchat saying, how disgusting is this? Obviously, my friend sent it to me. Obviously, I approached her. She backtracked. I was like, it's not like that. Said, even to do that, do you know how shady and gross that is? Did I forgive her? Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did, guys. Second red flag. We went to lunch. She needed me to be there for her. She had a very bad day, something personal. It's not my place to say. I have no ill intention toward these people, so I'm absolutely not going to bring their names up because I don't want to. And as if they're going to go, so she's talking about me. There's nothing to be proud of because everything I'm saying is true. And you can't get clout off me because I'm on episode 5. There's nothing to clout. Maybe in a year's time when I'm number 1 on Spotify, because that's what I'm manifesting. But for now, there's nothing to clout. We went to lunch. I met her. She said to me, you look nice. I said, thanks. I've just been wearing this all day. Yes, I had makeup on because I've been doing errands all day. She goes, yeah, you just sew it all together with a full face of makeup. Pardon me? So that was shade 1. Then we're sitting down and I wanted to get chin lipo. I already had it once. At this stage, I wanted to go for round 2 because I am very small, but I just didn't like my chin. Like it's hereditary. I didn't have a big chin, but I just had fat sitting there that I didn't like. She looks at me mid-combo with one of her other friends that I'm not even close to and goes, so when are you getting your second chin lipo done again? Like out of nowhere, babes. Do you know how low that made me feel? Because she knew I was going for another round. So to say that was shady as fuck. Still didn't learn. But it did start making me feel a certain type of way. Red flag 3, we're at my birthday again. At the kick-ons. She was next to the bed, next to me, and we're talking just about her guy. And she's complaining about her mans, which she did regularly, who for some reason didn't like me, but we'll get to that. And I look over in her phone and they're talking about me. Like they're talking about me and I didn't say anything because I was very drunk at this stage. It was like 3 a.m. It stewed on me, like it bothered me. So then I messaged her like a day or 2 after and I said, what was that? She's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I said, I know what I saw. Like, I'm not an idiot. Like, it was a picture of me from my Instagram. She pondered, came back like an hour later. And she's like, oh, he just wanted to know your Instagram. I said, that's weird because I'm with you all the time. I've met him. You've tagged me and he knows who I am. Like I said, he didn't like me. He always had a problem with her hanging out with me, which is so weird to me. So why would he hate me? And then my friend said to me, it's because of what she says about you. And I was like, I get it. Like it makes so much sense. But I was so naive to all of this because we did have such a good time when we hung out. And she was like a hype girl. She was a good friend. Well, as I thought, she'd buy me gifts and flowers and just cute stuff for Buggy. And I loved that about her. So when all of this shady stuff started happening, it made me see her in a different light. To the point I went to my 2 other girlfriends' house. So we sat down and we wrote a text together because I wanted to talk about my feelings just on like paper, I guess. It was in notes on my phone. I didn't end up sending it. Long story short, something bad happened to her. I didn't make an overly effort to go visit her. And I told her, I'm busy. I don't have time to come see you. I'm sorry. I'll see you when you get out. The reason I did that was because of everything she had done and it built up and I hadn't been honest with her. So I had resentment towards her. But by me doing that, she didn't know I had this feeling towards her. She unfollowed me and made me unfollow her. Blessings, because I wanted to do that anyway. But I was a bit spicy because I wanted to do it first. But I have no problem with her doing that. I can understand why she felt I wasn't a good friend, but in turn, she wasn't a good friend to me by doing all the shady shit that she did that I didn't address. So maybe that's my problem, not addressing. But something about me bothered her. So shady friends, we all have them. Be careful of them. It's best to get rid of them, even if it does hurt you. Because if they're doing those little shady things, imagine what's going on behind your back. I wish them all the best. Not really, because I don't think about them. But whatever they're doing in life, good on them. They're just not the friends for me. Baby, we're doing some green flags now. We're going to finish it off on some green flags because we want to be happy. I don't like talking about ex-friends, to be honest with you, but I have some good stories. So it's easy to relate to because I know we all have shady or negative or just friends that we shouldn't have in our lives. Green flags, baby. Only speak well of others behind their back. I'm 50-50 on this. I think it's healthy and I think it's okay to vent about your friends. Everybody does it. If you say you don't and you never have, you're a liar. There's a difference between venting and wanting to go out of your way to hurt someone and be malicious. I myself vent to my friends, and I know my friends that vent about me. Why? Because they've either told me at some stage, honesty, or other friends have told me. And my good friends, some of them are my good friends, and they still don't know I know. And I've never addressed it. Does it make me feel, why would you not come to me? Yes. Am I going to address it? No, because it doesn't really impact me that much because I know they love me and they're not doing it out of maliciousness. There's different levels of venting. One thing I also love about Jordash, we are very honest. We will express our feelings when we see each other, and we will tell each other we've been venting about each other. We will tell each other what has bothered us about each other, and we will grow and learn from it, and we do not go tit for tat and hold resentment towards each other. We go home feeling like a weight has been lifted off our shoulders. And I love that he says, yeah, I have vented about you about this. I said, thank God, because so have I, about this. And it's normally the same topic of what's happened, but it's our versions. So we get it out there and we're open and honest, and it feels amazing. It's good to be honest with your friends because then you know how each other's feeling. And obviously we're not going to agree. Him and I, we didn't agree, but we respected and understood where each other were coming from. Hence, we've been friends for over 10 years. We fight like brother and sister, but we love harder like brother and sister. And that's why the friendship has lasted so long. We will bounce back. And we always say we're going to be in each other's lives forever. And that's because we are honest with each other at the end of the day. It may not be upfront, but when we see each other, it always comes out. And I find that a very healthy relationship. Even if we do have our toxic traits, we have even better traits. We aren't perfect. Like, no one has a perfect friendship, but it's important to understand each other's feelings. Even if it's something we don't want to hear, let's be realistic. Your most honest friend, babes, is your truest friend. I'm as honest as I can be. And I definitely believe I'm a good friend. Like, I am a ride or die friend for you. And if I have said something about you and you approach me, I'm going to tell you the truth. And I'm going to tell you why I said it or how it was misconceived and it shouldn't have been said the way it was said. And that's my bad. One thing about me, I'll own up to something I've said. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. You'll never hear me fight to the death unless I'm actually right. Because that's just who I am. And that's my personality. That's why I think I'm a good friend to have. I know I'm a good friend to have. I'm not perfect, but I know my good sides and my bad sides. They defend your name behind your back. Oof, turns me on. Massive green flag to me. I think there's nothing more stunning than your friends defending you behind your back, especially in a public setting. You defending your friend behind your back when they're not there to do it for themselves says so much about you as a person as well. I was told a story from a friend where apparently I was at a party, at a kick-on at a guy's house. It was a group of us. And I don't know this guy. I just got invited back with my girlfriend because it was her birthday. And he started running down my friend. Apparently I lost my fucking shit because one of the girls told my friend. And baby, you may be paying the bills, but don't you ever talk down about my friend in front of me or any people in a public setting. Like, you must be out of your mind. That is not happening ever in front of me. Fast forward, he was on his knees. I'm not joking. I was sitting on the ground and he's laying down apologizing to me in his own house because I bet he never had a woman that defended not only herself, but her friends like that to him, like, period. And I remember my friend said, that made me feel so special and realized how good of a friend you are. And I was like, you know what? I don't even really remember it, which makes me feel even better. It just means it just came out of me naturally because that's who I am. I said, but I do remember little bits of it. Fast forward, we all had a good night by the end of the night. But it's okay to defend your friends. I asked another friend, what would you do? Because I just wanted to know, because I know she's very Swedish. And I said, what would you do if people were defending me? She goes, I would just leave the room. No, babes, I don't like that. That's not what I'm about. But then I understand. She said, not everyone can defend people the way you do. You are more of an alpha woman. Like if you say it, you're going to say it with your chest out. And I was like, you know what? You're right. I need to respect that about other people. I can't expect everyone to fight battles like I do. So that was also something I grew from and learned. Because like people not defending me the way I defend them would make me feel salty. But why should they? Not everyone has my demure or my personality. Like I'm happy to be the loudest in the room. I'm happy for people to not like me because I've got something to say. But not everyone's like that. And I respect that. Like I've learned that and I appreciate that about them. But as long as you at least stick up for me a little bit, which I have had, other friends say I did. I've shut down stories, because I had this incident with this girl months and months ago. I went to a joint birthday and she was being an absolute bitch to me for no reason and fully got the whole story wrong. And no one said anything because she was the alpha of their group. But I was with my friend and it was me and him that went together. And we're just equal, obviously. Like he's a strong personality too. She had a problem with me, but not him. But the topic it was on had to do with both of us. And he called her over and said, what's wrong? Like, what's your problem with Mel? She's like, I have a problem with her because when I asked you that question, you told the truth. I said the same thing, the exact same thing he said. But because I was a stronger woman, she wanted to give it a run for her money. Baby, you ain't running shit for your money. And she tried. You best believe I stood up and I said, you're embarrassing. Like, if only I could tell you the topic it was on, but it's gross. She was the one in the wrong. Her own friends admitted it behind her back, but they were too scared to say anything. But the way she behaved over this topic was embarrassing, which I told her, which was a shame because I like the girl and we've always got along and we have mutual friends. So another sad story to an end of a friendship. We're both over it now. I know that because she's passed on. She is. But I was talked about at a birthday in the future and my friend did shut it down. Not the way I wanted, but it was shut down to say, that's my friend. We're not talking about her. So I appreciate and respect that. Also, when I did shut her down that night, she threw a glow stick at me. A grown woman throwing a glow stick at me. And you know what I did? That's how I knew I grew. And my friend he goes, I got up and I left. And he goes, I am so proud of you because the old you, I said that glow stick would have been down her throat. I said, but I didn't do it because one, I would have got kicked out. Two, I would have been the enemy, which I already am for some reason. And everyone would have hated me more because it would have got physical. So 1 point to Mel, because that's when I knew I really did grow as a woman and didn't react to something so childish that was beneath me. I absolutely did send her a long text the next day, though, telling her how I felt. I didn't attack her. I just said, I'm disappointed and we're meant to be friends. And you took that way too far. And then you threw a glow stick at me. And then I blocked her. But I'm pretty sure she's chill now and I'm chill. It just helps you grow. And it makes you feel special as a friend. You want them to celebrate you and support you publicly. Even just sending your friend a text, I'm not saying me, but I do it randomly because if I haven't spoke to a friend in a while, I'll say, hey, I'm really proud of you. I love you. I'm proud of the woman you are. I'm proud of this accomplishment. I'm proud of you for getting a new job. Happy first day at work. That's just me. I don't do it every time to every friend. Like I'm busy and I don't expect that in return to me. But every now and then, if you have a thought to send that message to your friend to congratulate them on life or just to tell them you're proud of them as a friend, a businesswoman or a mother or a wife, do it. Because you have no idea how much that's going to mean to them. I have said that in a past episode because it really does hit home. They validate and listen to your emotions. My favy. That's very similar to the negative. It's kind of just reverse. There's nothing better than when a friend acknowledges your emotions and how it affects you. And they say, I see your point of view and I understand where your feelings are coming from. That's so important to be able to express how you feel and for your friend to just say nothing and listen. Just to see your point of view and to take on your feelings of consideration means everything. Sometimes that's all you want to do. You just want someone to listen. You don't want them to tell you the outcome or what to do. You just want someone to hear you because you feel alone. Like we're grown. Grown plus grown equals communication. They offer constructive criticism, being honest and kind to your friends to help them grow. I love that because nobody's perfect. But when you mess up, you need your friend to be honest with you without condemning you. There's nothing worse than when your friend puts you on show in front of a group full of people. We don't do that around here. We take them to the side, which I don't know if this is, we love Jordash episode, but he also does this. And it's another thing I love about him. When I've been too drunk, he's taken me to the side and said, you're being snippy, you're being this. And I'm like, but they're doing this. He goes, yes, they are. But you're better than that. Like you're going to bite because I'm a biter. I like the nip. I'm an Aries, but I'm also Mel Jordan. So I'm a fire sign. I do bite back. But he will always pull me aside and pretty much say, pull your head in. And you know what? I listen every time. Why do I listen? Because he's taken me out of that space and respected me and did it one-on-one like a real friend should. If you do that, I'm going to listen to you. If you do it in front of people, I'm going to bite back at you and then we're going to argue. And then it's going to ruin our night, maybe our friendship and everybody else's night. And we don't want that. So the last thing we want is for your night and others around you to be ruined because of your reaction and triggering. If you tell your friend that they're in the wrong, but do it with love and that you want them to help them grow and be a better person, how can anyone be mad at that? You can't be. Because if it's your real friend, they love you for you and they just want to see you be the best you can be. And that means growth. And if you're a better person, babes, you're a better friend, and then you're going to have a better friendship with your friends. They know and accept you for who you are, and they love you for who you are. We love that. We love that for us, sis. Your friends should love you for your very worst and for your very best, at your very lowest and at your very highest, with no judgment. There's no better feeling than a friend that loves you for the good and the very bad. Like they know your worst traits and your best. And they know the worst things about you that you've opened up to them with. And they don't use it against you and weaponize it against you. That is the most hurtful feeling you can do to someone. I've done it to a friend. She was disgusted in me, but she triggered me and I regret it. I don't talk to her anymore and it was a very long friendship. We've both got each other blocked. We've had many disagreements in our years and years of friendship, but we've always come back and this time we haven't and it makes me sad. But she did hurt me. And unfortunately, I was the lesser person and I got petty and I reacted and I used something against her I shouldn't have, which I'm not proud of. I wrote her a message to apologize and said, we're still going to move on from the friendship because we're just not seeing eye to eye and I'm just over it. She still had me blocked. But I definitely did send the message because I couldn't let it go that I had hurt her in that sense. She hurt me too, but baby, I went low. So as soon as I sent the message, I did feel a lot better. I know she didn't get it, but maybe one day if we run into each other, I've still got the message in my phone. You know, I can say sorry in person. Hopefully she says it back. One thing about our friendship, we did argue though, because we could be tit for tat and she would try and hurt me and she wouldn't understand my feelings and emotions, which she didn't that day. And hence I lost my cool and said things I couldn't take back. But maybe one day, guess you'll never know what the future holds. They agree to disagree. Okay, we spoke about this before. Everyone's allowed an opinion. Chill out, kick back. That's their opinion. You have yours. Just make an effort to understand their perspectives. That's all I ask. That's all you should do. How many people do you have as true friends? Okay, I feel like this is a personal question to me because it was on my Insta. I have true friends that I would love in my life, and I've had for a very long time, some 12 years. The shortest amount of time is 2 years, but I still consider them very good friends because they love me for who I am, good and bad. That's why I love them. I'm going to go. Let me do a little quick counting. 8. wow, I'm pretty lucky. That's 8 people that I have opened up to, and I don't open up to many people. When I say that, there's a lot of things a lot of them don't know about me. Only a few know the real dark trauma I have experienced in my life. But a lot of them know me to the core, and I would love to have them in my life for the rest of my life. Mind you, I would have had 9, but the friend I just told you about was probably up in there. But we did tit for tat a lot, so it was a bit unhealthy. Not a lot, maybe like once or twice a year. I don't do that with all my other friends, my other 8. So I don't know. I guess that maybe says a lot about that friendship. Still, it's a shame. Okay, this is the last one. Friends that are there for you when you really need them the most. Okay, so I've had some bad times in my life where bad things have really happened. And out of my 8 friends, they would all be there for me, but there's certain ones I'm going to call and certain ones I'm not going to call. Because like me, if you call me anytime after 8 p.m., I'm on D&D Monday to Sunday. I can't help you. Only God can. I can't be that friend. If my phone was on, I would pick up the phone. If you needed me, I'd put Buggy in the car and would be on our way. If it was a very bad, violent situation, she's gone to Bubba's, but I'm on the way. Like, what am I bringing? Who are we hurting? Or do you just need a hug and some tissues? But I would be there for you. So there's certain friends that I know will pick up, and there's friends that I know won't, but I don't judge them for it. So we have to keep in mind there is reasons sometimes people don't pick up the phone when you need them. And all those friends that I have when I reached out to and I've needed them in a bad time, even if they haven't, because it's like 2 a.m. in the morning, they've always rang me the next morning as soon as they woke up. Are you okay? Like, is everything okay? Sometimes I'm just drunk and I just call them because I'm at home at the end of the night. And then I'm like, oh, yeah, I was just drunk. And then they just laugh. And then they listen to my voice notes. It's just absolute pure gibberish. So we need to respect other people's time as well, and when they're available to be available. But I want to say thank you because these are all from you. So it's good to get to know you all and how you feel. And I can relate to all of them. So this is a very relatable episode and I fuck with it. Like, I really enjoyed this. I love it when you guys send me confessions, questions, and tea as well. They are my absolute favorite. And I do have one for today that we're going to finish off on. I know it's not just me, but of late, I'm so much happier without the company of my husband and feel like me and my daughter bond better and are authentic selves without daddy around. He has been going through a lot with health and the law, and I just cannot deal with the negativity and lash outs. The hardest thing is starting over, but I just feel so ready. Baby girl, you came to the right queen. I can relate to you so much on this. Now, I'm going to channel into your mind now because I know you haven't gone into too much, but I get what you're getting at with health and law. I've been there. First thing I will say, if you want to move on and you're ready and you are capable and can do it with safety, do it. Your problem is not him. I'm sorry. If you're not married, there is no death do us part. We will ride for our partners, but how much do we have to tolerate, especially when it comes to the law? Because I'm not putting you first. I'm putting my child first, and you should do the same. One thing, when I left my ex, Raina's daddy, it was one of the hardest times in my life to the point I couldn't even pay rent at one stage. But fast forward to now where I am, 7 years later, this is the happiest I've been in my whole life. And this is the best relationship I've had with him since she's been born. We get along great. We absolutely have our moments. We're not perfect. We bicker. He's very chilled out. He gets on my nerves way more than I get on his. Like, if we're arguing, it's definitely because of him. I'm a very chill baby mama. I don't care what he does, who he's doing it with, where he goes. It's none of my business. It's not my concern. Mind you, he's not really like that either. Like, we both live our own lives. And the relationship we have now has come a very long way. Took a lot of time, a lot of healing, a lot of forgiving, my end. But for my daughter, absolutely, I'm going to do it. There's no second guess. I want her to love her daddy. I want her and him to have a good relationship because I didn't have that with my dad. And by the time I did, he died. And it's haunted me to this day. And my dad was the one that didn't really want the relationship with me, where Raina's dad wants one with her and she wants one with him. And I love that. I would never stand in the way of that. So if you can move on without any repercussions or anything negative or bad coming into your life, I definitely recommend it. Raina and I live the most best life. We're so happy. We're at peace. I haven't had a boyfriend since her dad, not one. I have never lived with a man since her dad. And I don't know when that's going to happen. I don't want it to happen. I'm so happy in my bubble with Buggy. I don't want to be with another man. I don't even want her to have a stepdad. Like, I'm cool being single and she has that one dad. Like, I'm not out there looking for a replacement. If I meet someone, mad, and he loves Buggy, mad, and everyone's respectful in the whole situation, if that ever happens, beautiful. So my advice is for you, if you do leave, focus on yourself and your daughter. Don't go dating. We don't need to do that. Let's go heal, get over it. I'm sure you've got some trauma or PTSD, but it takes a long time to heal over bad situations in relationships. So focus on yourself and her, heal, have a healthy relationship with the father of your child. It'll do wonders for your mental health, his mental health, and your little girl's mental health. But I promise you, sis, you're going to have the best time being a single mom. If you can do it financially as well, obviously the dad helps, especially if she lives with you 24/7, or even if you co-parent, they still got to help. Like, they're the man, that's their role. They have to help you. I hope you do what's best for you. I hope you can do it peacefully and move on and be happy with your little girl. And please come back to me when you do decide to move on. You don't even need to reach out to me personally. Do another little update on the questions, confessions, and tea, so it's private. I would love to know where this journey of you evolving as a mother and a woman and with your little girl is going to take you. I'm excited for you. I have goosebumps because it was the best thing that I could have ever done for everyone involved. I think everyone involved, we're all happier. It's better to not be together and get along. Being a blended family is amazing. I get along with all of my ex's family. Like, we always hang out, like, in a good, healthy way, not in like a weird way. And I love that. Buggy loves that. She has fun with her cousins. Like, who doesn't want their child to be happy? And who doesn't want to get along with their ex? I don't get along with any of mine. I don't talk to them. I don't think about them. But I get along with her dad, and I love that. It brings me happiness, and I'm sure it brings him happiness for our daughter. So definitely come back to me, babes, because I would love to know the update. Thank you so much for joining me. You know, Sunday's my favorite day of the week. I hope you all refresh your mind, get ready for a Monday. Like I say, start your week off right on a Monday, and I guarantee you're going to have the best week. Start it positive so you can end it positive. Do your washing, do your bed sheets, put your slow cooker on, baby, and just enjoy your Sunday and kick back. It's all about you and restarting your energy and your vibe for a new week. I will talk to you next Sunday. Listen on Spotify, listen on Apple, subscribe on YouTube, follow on Cool in Person, the podcast on Instagram and TikTok. I'm new to TikTok on this, so I definitely need a few more followers to get the growth out there. Happy Sunday, my girls.
Thanks for joining us, and remember, stay cool in person.